So dear learners, in this video we will be discussing about the software evolution process. Means how exactly the software evolution will be going to take place. Okay. So just have a look at there. We will start with a very simple spiral model of development and evolution. Okay. So basically the specialty of this particular spiral model is it's going to give an view of a continuous process. That is what. So basically the evolution means once the software is get delivered to the end users, or once the software is going to be put it on that operational conditions, or once the software is get started used by the end users. Okay, so its evolution process or that maintenance will start. Okay, then thereafter there is no end for this evolution here. It is a continuous process. If you observe the diagram also, okay, just you can observe here. So it will start with the specification. Just if you look at the overall development process is concerned with respect to the software process activities, specification, implementation, then validation, then what, operation. Okay, so once the software is put it under operational condition. Okay, if any modifications or if any changes to be done for a particular software, then once again it has to go with what, the specification. Means for example, say through the specification we might be changing one or two requirements. Based on those requirements we will change our design and implementation. Once our new implementation will be done on the new requirements, then automatically it should be get validated. Then we will say that we are going to get a new release of that particular software. Okay, after using that new release of that particular software, for example, so let it be release 2. Okay, once again we are going to modify or add new some more functionalities or okay requirements. Then that will be get designed and implemented, and that will be get validated once again. Then we will say that we are going to come up with a release number 3. Okay, so like this, okay, continuously the software evolution is going to be get taken place, and every time we will be coming up with what, the new release or that version of the softwares. Okay, so this is the overall view of what, the spiral model of development and evolution. Okay, so basically with respect to evolution is concerned, we are going to come up with two different wordings here. One is evolution and another one is servicing. Okay, so with respect to when we are going to talking about the evolution is concerned, so this is the stage in a software system's life cycle where it is in operational use and is evolving as new requirements are proposed and implemented in the system. So normally when we say that my software is get evolved, okay, it should be under operational use. And we say that our software is going to be get evolved when, as and when we are going to add what, either the new requirements which have been proposed, or we are going to modify the existing requirements, and that will be get what, implemented. At that time we are going to call it as what, the evolution. Okay, it's a process. So whereas when we are going to call it as a servicing means actually at this particular stage, here the software remains useful. Okay, it will be under operational condition, but the only changes made are okay those required to keep it operational. Means for example, say we need to fix up some bugs or some error might have occurred. We want to only repair that particular error, okay, in that particular software's environment. But you can observe here we are not going to add any new functionality. Okay, we are not going to add anything new to the software. Okay, we are not going to modify that whole software with respect to any requirement specifications are concerned. Okay, that we can call it as what, the servicing. Is it clear? So don't get confused with these two words here, that is evolution and service. So especially with respect to the servicing, okay, that evolution servicing is concerned, just have a look at this diagram also. So here our initial development of the software will be done. Okay, and that will be get evolved with a spiral view. It will be go on modifying. Okay, but during meanwhile at any time if we come across any kind of a short term what you call bugs, fixing the bugs or error repair or something else. Okay, so that is a different aspect. Okay, and every time we used to say that it's a phase out. Okay, that particular part. So with respect to the actual evolution process is concerned, just have a look at here. Okay, our software evolution process always depends on three important things. The very first one is the type of the software being maintained. Okay, and the second point is the development processes used for that particular software development is concerned. and also the skill and experience of the people involved. Okay, so these are the three important criteria, okay, based on this our software evolution process always depends. Okay, and another point here is the proposals for change are the driver for what? The system evolution. Okay, so in what way we are going to put a proposal to modify or to change our software. Okay, so and what is the impact of that particular change proposals that we are going to put. Okay, how they are going to affect our system, okay, in future, and what about the cost and impact of that particular change, that we need to what? Always estimate. Okay, simply just because some requests are coming from the end user to make some changes or to add some new requirements, we cannot go with what? The software evolution. That should be thoroughly checked, verified, studied, then only we should go for the actual implementation of this change request. So that is very essential in case of what? The software evolution is concerned here. Okay, so this change identification and evolution continues throughout the system lifetime. Okay, till you stop using your software. Okay, your software will be under maintenance and it will be get evolved. Always do remember this point. So now this change identification and evolution process, if you look at this particular simple diagram here. Okay, so here our evolution will always start with what? The change identification process. Then we are going to come up with different change proposals. Okay, and then based on this change proposal, our software evolution process will be taking place, and every time when our software is get evolved or modified or changed, we are going to get a new version of that particular software. So this is what the things are happening. Okay, so now just have a look at the overall evolution process here. Okay, so my evolution process will always start with a change request. Okay, so without any change request, there is no need of evolving our system or to make the modification or to apply any changes to our software is concerned. Okay, so my evolution process will always start with what? The change request. Okay, so once the change requests are going to come across, we cannot simply accept those change requests. We need to analyze the impact analysis of that change. Impact analysis in the sense what? If we make these changes to this particular software, whether it is useful or not, whether it is feasible or not, whether it is necessary or not, that we need to what? Analyze. That is what impact analysis means. Before implementing that change, we need to make decision that, okay, if we make changes to our this particular software, okay, whether it will be useful or not, what is the effect of that we need to study in depth. Clear? Once that impact analysis will be done, okay, then we need to have then release planning, means when the changes are going to be that implementation of change will be get done. Okay, and when the modified system will be get released. Okay, that release planning has to be done, but this release planning is based on three different types of that maintenance are concerned. Okay, so whether this modification or change to the software which is happening is because of the fault repair, or it is because of the platform adoption, or because of what? The system enhancement. Is it clear there? Okay, so based on these three types of maintenance, our release planning will be done. So here what do you mean by fault repair here? Means, so here the maintenance or the evolution of the particular software is happening because of what? Repairing the fault. Means some faults or errors might have occurred. To overcome those faults or errors, our software is supposed to undergo what? The evolution. Or the another reason is platform adoption. Means we need to change the environment in which my software is going to work. For example, say we might be changing the operating system environment or something else. Okay, so that we need to identify. And the last one is system enhancement. Means here we are going to add a new requirements, or we are going to modify the existing requirement because of which our software is going to be get evolved. Is it clear? Okay, so based on these three different aspects, we will make a release planning. After that, we will implement that particular change. The change implementation will be done here. Once the change implementation is going to be get complete, we are going to get a modified system, that we are going to call it as what? The system release. So that system will be get released, and the modified or changed software will be delivered to the once again to the customer for the further usage. Okay, so this is what all about what the system evolution process. So within that, I told that one of the stage is change implementation. So here, how the change implementation will be done here. Okay, so the change, for the change implementation, we always need to go with the proposed changes first. Okay, what changes have been proposed means, out of n number of defined requirements. Okay, which requirements is to be get modified, or what new requirements should to be get what added, or any requirements should be get what deleted or removed. Okay, that is based on what this proposed changes. Okay, based on that, we need to analyze what the requirement analysis, because for example, say assume that we need to add some new functionalities, or the requirement should be get implemented. That requirement analysis has to be done. Okay, and our overall requirement should be get what updated. And most of the time we have already told that the requirements are not independent, they are all what dependent. Okay, when you want to modify one particular requirement, it may be affecting what the other surrounding requirements as a part of that particular component is concerned. So that is why we need to what update the requirements. Okay, and finally we should go for what with that updated requirements. Okay, we need to go for the software development. Software development means, once again, the further processes like design and implementation. Okay, then after implementation, we need to go for, once again, again we have to validate the modified system, and that will be get delivered to the end user. Is it clear? Okay, so this is what the things are going to take place. And sometimes we may need to go for the urgent change request. Okay, which is also a part of this evolution process is concerned. So these urgent changes may have to be implemented without going through all stages of the software engineering process, because the name itself indicates that here the urgent change request means, okay, my software we want to keep that software in an operational condition on emergency basis. Okay, we may need to make some small modifications directly with respect to the source code is concerned. Okay, and we will make the small changes, and we will continue using what the same software without any interrupt. Okay, that you can call it as what urgent change request. Especially, for example, say if a serious system fault has to be repaired and allow the normal operation to continue, or in case of if changes to the system's environment like OS upgrade and have unexpected effects. Okay, or sometimes if there are any business changes that require what a very rapid response. In all these different scenarios, normally we may need to go for urgent change, because we are not in a position to wait for what a longer period, with which by applying the software engineering process model, we cannot wait for a longer time to make the changes for what our software is concerned. Okay, so they are called as what the urgent change request. Then another one is emergency repair. If you see there, if you look at the emergency repair, so here normally the change request will come immediately, and we are going to directly analyze the source code, and we will modify the source code accordingly. We will make some the things which are feasible with respect to modifying the source code, and that repair things will be get implemented, and it will the delivered modified system will be get what delivered, so that the end users can continue using what the same system in a very rapid manner. Okay, so this is what all about what the software evolution process is concerned. Okay, thank you.